up, humans? Thank you for joining me on Scarlett Letter's show. I was going to say season, but there's no seasons anymore. Just episode 60. And tonight, I have the one and only Mr. Wright.
Hey, how's it going?
Up? Okay, that name fit perfectly because your name is Wayne Wright. And so, yes. Mr. Wright, how did you think about that?
This name was given to me by a buddy of mine back in D.C., and he came up to me and he said, you know what'd be really cool is if your DJ name was Mr. Wright. Could you imagine that? Like, you could go to the ladies and say, hey, I'm Mr. Wright. And I told him, I was like, that would be the worst idea possible. But it actually was the best name that I've been given. So
there you go.
It stuck. Yeah.
It worked.
It works.
Okay, so before we go deeper into the world of Mr. Wright, let's get started on some Jenga. We're about to get janged. So you're going to go first because you're my guest.
Okay.
I think you got this. You were telling me you haven't played in a while.
I haven't played in a while.
I think you're gonna do just fine.
Okay, let's get cracking here.
Hey, one hand though.
Oh, you only get wait. So how does it work? Okay, what are the rules?
Just one hand. That's all.
You can only use one hand.
Yeah.
Okay, it doesn't matter. Okay.
I know. I drill all my guests about that.
Doing this kind of.
Yes.
But I can only use one hand. Okay,
yes.
I got it. Okay.
And I am gonna need you to.
Oh boy, I'm gonna lose.
Oh, already.
Already. I'm not good at this at all. I think there's a no. I'm going back. Can I switch? Can you?
It's okay. I'll give you a pass.
Okay.
I'll give you a pass.
You give me a pass.
Yeah,
I'll pass.
It's okay. No. I mean, you can do another one, another piece.
All right. Let me just do that.
No, those.
I can't. What? I can't do the top.
No. So just like, not the first one. Just like anything below the first one.
Oh Lord, have mercy. Okay, so you gave me a pass, and I'm thinking this is a rigged. This is not. This is a joke.
Okay. See, use your other hand.
Ah. Can I push back on the other things? No.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
It's okay. Yeah, you put it on top.
It's awkward.
He's got to sign it first.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. See? You're making me sweat already. I'm like, no. Okay,
Right,
so you're going to sign. Pick one. What color do you want?
I'm going to go silver.
Okay, silver.
Okay, I'm already nervous enough. Now I got to do my signature.
Yeah, your autograph.
I'm
all right,
autographing this. Okay.
Yeah, right?
All right.
So you left it easy for me, I think. Let's see. It's going to be hard already. All right, I'm gonna make it. Wait, no, I can't touch it here. I need to follow my own rules. All right, can't be. All right, Mr. Wright. So you are from DC.
Yes.
What? Tell me how was your life over there in DC when you were young? Like, what were the things that inspired you to be in the industry?
Well, I went to college in DC. I'm actually from New York originally.
Oh,
New York, and I spent the past 7 years, the better part of the past 7 years, from 2012. I have to put this back on top?
Yeah, and then you have to keep doing. You have to keep going. It's an ongoing game.
Okay. Bam. So spent the past 7 years in D.C. and went to college prior to that. Sorry, in D.C. So about 12 years in the Washington, D.C. area.
Oh, right.
So that's my origin story as far as Mr. Wright goes, anyway.
As far as Mr. Wright goes, it's your turn.
Oh, it's my turn.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And so, how did you get involved in the music industry?
Well, I got started in the D.C. area, actually Northern Virginia is where I started, and I bought 2 CDJ 800s and I bought a mixer from my buddy. That was about
You could do another piece.
Another piece? No, I'm going to do this one.
Okay, going back to the first one. Okay.
I'm going back. I'm kind of. I feel like I got this one. So I started DJing. Went to Guitar Center. Got 2 CDJ 800s and a mixer from my buddy, and I started DJing. I got to put it back. Okay.
Yeah.
And so that's where it started, and then I started practicing for about a year, and then I got an opportunity to DJ at this place called the Old Shebeen in Fairfax, Virginia, which was a
Oh my God!
Yes, I win.
Wow!
I think he beat you via mind games. I'm not even sure if that counts.
I don't know if it.
Is that a new record?
What? I don't even know what happened. See, it's your fault. Well, we can.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So we can focus now.
We can focus now on that was a good icebreaker.
Yeah.
So I DJ'd at an Irish pub for 2 years, and I started out doing hip hop.
Okay.
Well,
yeah, I was gonna say
wanted-
Irish pub. I don't think they probably listen to
Well,
techno or house.
No,
right?
yeah. So we're not there yet. So I started out doing, just not wanting to keep that gig. So I did 80s music, top 40, a
Yeah,
lot of
that's how I
Britney
started
Spears,
too. That's how I started too.
right? And then I got to do the sort of the hip hop. The late night was hip hop, but then I pivoted and started getting to electronic music, like house music, dance music, and that started the journey. There. So.
How did you get exposed to electronic music?
So it's an interesting story. So I actually was exposed to it at a young age. I was a big MC Hammer fan.
Oh, can't touch this.
Can't touch this. And but around that time, we obviously cassette tapes were big, and I would just find cassette tapes laying around the house all the time. And I had this little Sesame Street tape player.
Oh,
and I would just find tapes. When I realized that I could play more than the Sesame Street stuff, I would grab tapes that my folks would have, and I discovered some electronic music. Like some MTV to go and some KLF. KLF. That might be before your time.
Okay, I'm like,
that was like the first electronic music I was hearing, and it was so crazy, and I was like, this is awesome. So at an early age, I was cool with electronic music, hip hop, and all that jazz. And then fast forward to 2006, 2007, I started DJing, and then I guess I kind of got a little bit bored with what I was playing, so I was like, I'm gonna start playing some more what we thought was techno.
Yeah.
What we referred to as techno.
Oh yeah, I totally get it. I started off as a commercial DJ and playing all the top 40s, 80s, 70s, 90s, and just barely this year is when I started playing what I actually love. So it's definitely like a big, it's a big change, and those parties are fun. But I mean,
top 40.
Yeah, the top 40 parties are fun, but it's nice to also play the things that speak to your soul.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what it is. I think that's really why you should do it. Like, I think people are getting into performing for maybe the wrong reasons. Like we want to, because it's been kind of shoved down our throat to do the heart thing and the hands in the air and all of this stuff. Like
everybody.
Yeah, but you see that and you think that's what it's all about. But I think it really is about music and playing what you like and being a tastemaker. I think that's important. Like
tastemaker, I like that word.
Tastemaker. I think it's an important word. Like I like play things that I like, and hopefully it becomes part of the taste. Like that's that's my mission, my ultimate goal as a selector.
Oh, I love your choice of words, because you are curating a vibe too. Like whenever you play, what do you want people to feel when you're playing?
I want people to feel. I hope that people will feel. It's not necessarily that I want them to feel, but I mean, if I play something, it's because I like it. So if you see me up there like dancing, it's because I like it and I dig it, and I want to spread that.
Share your music to the world. Yeah.
Exactly. So, like, you're not going to hear me play something if I have the privilege to play whatever I want that I don't like. Okay. Like I'm gonna play things that I'm like. If you see me in my headphones and I'm like shaking and moving my shoulders, like I'm thinking like, oh man, I cannot wait till I can pull the volume up. Let me just the beat match just a little bit, but like I'm excited to add to what's already happening.
Yeah, that's beautiful. So, you don't play just music because it's popular. You play it because you actually love it.
Absolutely. I don't think we should play things that are. I mean, you want to. It depends on your crowd, but like we should kind of advance it. I think we should advance music and taste and rhythm. I mean, 10 years ago it was like more douche, fireworks going everywhere, but maybe gospel house is coming back. Maybe this deep tech. Huh? Yeah, I mean, there's so many things that we can do that have yet to be done. That's why I find it exciting.
I think it's beautiful because you can be creative. Like you can create even like a new genre or mesh elements from different genres into something new and beautiful.
I think house is very flexible in that regard.
Yes,
you can take Latin music. I'm assuming you're Latina.
Yeah,
probably Mexican,
for sure.
Though, right?
Yes, yes, for
maybe
sure.
maybe that's the next thing, like some mariachi house or something.
Mariachi house? Oh my God, you're giving me ideas.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it hasn't been done yet.
No, and like Kashmir, he mixed the indie music, like the
Yep.
Indian with electronic, and that's what made him stand out. I think that it's beautiful when you combine some of your heritage with what you're doing too.
I think so. And on that note, I think a lot of the music that I'm trying to do is like more kind of to the roots of house music, you know?
Oh,
Obviously,
yes,
you know,
yes.
black soulful type
Yes.
music
Oh my
and
God.
different rhythms, you know, like did I want to bring from things that influenced me, inspired me, and you have to be a, what do you call it, ambassador,
Yeah.
I think, for music that you like, because if there's a lot of folks that are not really into house or whatever, that are maybe of my persuasion, maybe I could kind of tease a little bit, like here's some familiar rhythms, like it's not all just people fist pumping
Yeah.
and you know, doing this stuff. It's like
so much. Like there's so
There's
many
a lot of
subgenres
things.
of house and so many subgenres of one genre. And I think I feel like anyone could fall in love with house, at least one type of house. If it's not tropical house, bass house, or any type of house. I'm definitely a big fan of house. And I appreciate when people try to curate that vibe and those elements so other people can enjoy it. Like, so you can convert people into the house.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what house is. It's almost like everybody's in that house. You can take, I mean, the most oddball sounds and put it into that rhythmic structure. You can make like East Indian house or East Asian house. I mean, whatever. What are some weird music sounds?
Some weird music.
Like
sounds.
from, not weird, sorry, that's bad.
Like,
I
I
mean,
don't know. I love weird music. I love weird music. I mean, for
I
other
shouldn't say
people,
weird,
yeah,
but you know, like
yeah,
unique
unique, yeah.
cultural aspects that are not getting, I mean, obviously not on the radio clearly, but is there something that, like, for instance, I did a song, like you guys will probably hear it later. I did like this Egyptian scale, and I was like, well, I don't know what this scale is. I did it in C minor, and then I moved it up to F sharp minor, and I was like, oh, that sounds cooler. And it was Egyptian, and it just sounds very like unique to the Middle East. And I was
That
like,
sounds awesome, actually.
yeah, I was like, let me just slam it into this structure, and it worked. And actually, it got played in Mexico
Wow.
by my buddy, and it set the place off. And I was like,
You produced
oh.
it?
I produced it. Yes.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It's called Stargazers.
Stargazers. Oh, let's talk about producing. I know you have a certificate, right?
How'd you know that?
I searhed.
What? That's what's up.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
I did my research. Unfortunately, I have it. Well, I have it here because it's been a rough day, so I couldn't write it down on my paper. But I have a specialist certificate for producing electronic music in Ableton Live
She's right. Yeah.
from Berklee College of Music. I think that's
My God.
that's so badass.
So amazed. I can't believe, like, I'm done. Like, that's great. So yeah, so I did an online a school of music through Berklee. And I took a number of courses: critical listening, production with Ableton Live. I did advanced electronic music production, and it took me about 4 years to get through all of those courses. And I think now, you know, you guys are seeing the payoff, because now I can say, well, I want to take this Egyptian thing and put it to
oh
a
my
house
God.
beat, and yeah. So now it's the fun part, you know.
now that you know the rules, you can break the rules
Exactly.
and make
That's
it
right.
make your own sound, your own style.
And I think that's key. You have to make your own sound. You have to make your own style. Like, I don't think copying something that exists is really the way forward for longevity. Like, you can maybe like pay homage, whatever, to like older styles. But like, I think if you're not changing the way things are being done, you're just
Reinventing the wheel.
you're just kind of doing the same thing. It's not really unique to you. So
It's
you know.
true. And how long? So you did that for 4 years, but
Mm-hmm.
before that, were you learning on your own, or did you take classes before?
Oh, that's good. That's a good question. I was learning on my own. When I moved back, so I lived in the UK for a little while. We'll probably talk about that a little bit later. But when I got back to the US, I was like, okay, I'm going to become a producer. So I got like this used electronic Casio piano, and I got this sheet of chords. Like, not a sheet, it was like a plastic laminated thing that showed you the different chords.
Yeah. Okay.
And so I have no idea about music theory. So I'm just looking at these chords, and I'm just like, okay, I'm just hitting chords randomly throughout the scale, not realizing that you have to stay in your scale.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, why does this sound like crap? Like, I don't know, but just, you know, maybe I'll come up with something. And without the educational sort of background, I just
Yeah, you
took a
needed-
while.
Yeah. I think
Took a while.
you probably decided that you need to take it to the next step.
Yeah, I think so. And I realized that I had to actually invest not just time, but a little bit of money.
Oh yeah, of
A
course.
lot of people don't want to pay the money. They just want to go to
Yes.
YouTube and
Yes. No.
give it to me for free. Let me download all
Yeah,
your
that's
lessons.
not the way. I definitely, so I wanted to do graphic design and I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to learn from YouTube and it just didn't work. It didn't work and I
Mm-hmm.
enrolled in some classes this quarantine time and I've been learning a lot and I'm definitely a lot better in Photoshop and Final Cut Pro. So it does pay off. I think that if you really want to do something, you gotta go for it and invest in yourself. Like that's the best investment you can make. Like invest in yourself.
So you did all like the graphics for Scarlett Letter show, didn't you?
Yeah, so not the logo. I had someone else do the logo for me because I wanted it to be like legit.
Yeah, but
And
you know.
yeah, but everything else like the promos and all the editing, all like the videos, like I've been doing it myself.
Well, it's amazing. I can tell you've put your work in, and I think that's what shines through. Is you've did you take a course or?
Yeah, I'm taking courses online.
And it shows. It shows. And I think the same thing with the music, like when you or house music or whatever I'm
Or
producing.
anything that you want to specialize in.
Yeah.
You gotta put in the work.
Put in the work and don't try to like cut corners, like because it's going to show later
Yeah.
down the line. I think.
And it takes time. I mean, how long did it take you to get this good?
I mean, it's interesting. I don't really consider myself like good, but I can see the progress that I've made. Whoops.
Yeah.
I hit the table. I mean to hit the table.
Yeah.
I can see the progress, and I think it's important for you to take a step back, like as you're starting. You know, look at where you've come, because when you see that, you will be inspired. Be like,
Yes.
wow, like I had this great idea 4 years ago, and then you listen to what you did 4 years ago, and you go, whoa, it was still a good idea, but I didn't execute it very well.
Yeah.
And I still look forward to doing better and creating better
Always.
products
Always.
downstream.
You gotta strive for improving. Self-improvement is big. That's what's gonna make you stand out, and you're gonna be even more professional, even more of an expert in the field that you want to be.
Yeah, and I think that field again. This is my side hustle. So
Oh, it is your
You
side
know,
hustle? What do
yeah.
you do on your regular life?
well, I can't tell you. No,
Oh,
no. It's
you're a
I-
Batman.
No, I'm a engineer contractor, and that's what brought me out to San Diego.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to ask you that, so you're answering my question.
What brought me out here?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was on the East Coast. Obviously you have the Navy out here. So I mean, I'm not in the military or anything like that, but I do support the Navy as a contractor, and I had a great opportunity to move out to San Diego, and most people would kill for that opportunity. I was kind of like, yeah, I guess.
Like, all right, San Diego,
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, and then I thought about it. And I said, well, sometimes to change your trajectory, your path, sometimes you got to change your environment.
Yeah.
I kind of, it's like I'm doing the same stuff and I'm falling into the same pattern. So maybe if I kind of move, I can change things a little bit, and that's what I did.
Nice. And you were telling me that you lived in UK?
Yeah. So from 2009, January 12th, I believe it was, January 12th, 2009 to roughly 2011, I lived in
Wow.
the United Kingdom, and it was
Wow.
again through one of my jobs, so my
Okay.
regular 9 to 5. So I got an opportunity to live and work in England.
And how was that experience for you? What difference did you see between, the DC culture and
Mm-hmm.
UK and San Diego?
I think it was more like an American culture. Like, I mean, DC culture, San Diego culture, there's many different minute things that are different. But in England, I felt like as much as we exalt English recording artists, the Beatles
Yeah.
or I don't know, the Mick Jagger, he's English, right? Yeah, Rolling Stones, right? Okay. Sorry. I know that.
It's okay. It's okay. We don't have to know everything about
Right,
music. Yeah.
right.
it's
Not
okay.
all of that,
Not
but
all of that.
I felt like it was like so hit or miss in England. Like you have this amazing like club culture. It's like
It's pretty lit.
it's lit, but then you also have like these really like bad kind of like karaoke mentality type bars where the music is like horrible. So you go from like this amazing underground culture in London. I didn't live in London.
Okay.
So I lived about 90 miles north in a county called Leicestershire.
Okay.
It looks like Leicestershire. That's
Okay.
what I thought it was. I was like, okay, I'm in Leicester is where I live. But I actually lived in Leicester. And, you don't have as much diversity in terms of like entertainment and things like that. So that's more of what the rest of the country's like.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I think it was amazing, but also very like not.
Not as inspiring as you thought it would be.
Yes, that's
Okay.
right. There were moments where I felt a lack of inspiration. Like
okay.
like why am I? Because I did DJ there as well,
Yeah.
so I had an opportunity to DJ. And they wanted to hear top 40. They wanted to hear hip hop. Basically,
Yeah,
all the
it's-
stuff that.
It's true. It's true. I partied there. I
Oh, okay.
I went to London last year, and
First
a lot
time?
of the, for the first time.
Nice. Okay.
And a lot of the bars there have just like top 40s, like what
Mhm.
you would listen to in like a club in downtown, and it was kind of shocking.
Right.
I think we often as Americans romanticize Europe so much, and we
Mhm.
think it's better, but then you go and it's like, oh, actually San Diego's pretty lit. You know?
Kinda
San Diego's
similar.
the place to be.
Well, they also think the same about us. They think America, and I always am quick to correct them, the United States of America, because they're
Yeah.
states. Because they think all of America
It's-
like, they think like, say there's some weird law passed in a state,
Yeah.
and they'll say, well, I heard in America, you guys don't teach science. And I'm like, well, in this particular school in Kansas, they didn't teach science. No offense to Kansas. I drove
no.
through Kansas. But I'm just saying, like, they're like, well,
So many
America.
stereotypes.
Yeah, they think the whole
The whole
country is
country's
doing the
America.
same thing.
I know,
So-
but we're not. Yeah, it's interesting to see the stereotypes they have of us when you're
Mhm.
there. But it's I want to touch on a subject that I think is really important, and being an African American producer, record label owner. How has it been for you? The experience?
It's been tough at times. Because I don't look like the stereotypical person that was really popular 10 years ago. You
Yeah.
know, so I had to really kind of create a niche, a niche.
Niche.
Some people say niche. I had to create a
Potato.
niche. That's right. Or like
Highway,
or
freeway.
highway. Oh, I was,
There we
I
go.
was gonna
East
say
Coast.
that. Yeah. But yeah, it was tough. So I think what I wanted to get across is that I had to build sort of not an enterprise, but a business. I had to not just be the star DJ, but I had to build an infrastructure, start an LLC, learn some music theory, learn to make music, like do the whole thing,
Yeah.
like not just what the tip of the iceberg that everybody sees, but the massive underbody.
Sometimes
underneath
as
the water.
minorities, we have to work a little extra hard
I think
to
most
gain
of the
that,
time,
that
actually.
respect and to gain that credibility.
You mean just in music or just?
Maybe
You're just
in
talking
ge-
about in general, right?
Yeah, I think in general. Don't you think?
I tend to agree with you, and that's no disrespect. I just think that that's how it is. Like, or it's no disrespect to anybody that's like, well, what is he thinking?
Yeah,
No,
no,
there's equal opportunities.
Not at all, but I mean, not yes and not real. Yes and no. You
It
know,
is.
yes
I mean,
and
it
no.
is what
Like,
you make. It is
yeah.
what you make. Of it.
Subconsciously, people put us in boxes. We stereotype.
Oh, sure.
As,
Well,
as
you know what's
humans.
interesting? Even people of my own persuasion put me in a box. It's like I'll be DJing a house music event, and people say, "Well, play hip hop." And I say, "Well, actually, this event that I've curated is for dance music." They're looking at me like, "What? Yeah, what are you
Yeah,
talking
you don't
about?
play hip-hop?
Shut up and play Drake. Shut up and play this." And it's you look at me and you just assume that I would play hip hop, and I did, but that's not what I'm doing right now. So. I mean, it's interesting, and you have to have a thick skin because
Yeah.
that happens a lot. And I've had people come to my parties and just be like, "Man, this is terrible. Like, play something good." That's my favorite request. Play something good.
Play something good.
I'm like,
yeah,
okay, what would that be? Can
Yeah.
you give me an artist?
or just leave if you don't like it.
But that usually doesn't work.
I
but,
know. Yeah,
you know,
they stay. They drill you a little
that's
more.
when they want to get up on stage and start to go through. Back when I had CDs, like, what do you got? What do you got? I'm like, you'll never tell because they're all MP3 CDs, and you have to put them in the. Back in the day, you had to put them in and search through the folders, and I'm like, go ahead, do that. I'd love to see you do that. And then when the music stops, I'll just stand back and say, it's this person's fault.
It was him. Yeah, I know.
I didn't do anything. Security.
Whenever people would request a song when I was DJing in like the birthday parties, and it was a song that was like completely out of what I was playing, I would just say on the mic, "Oh, this person requested the song, by the way. It wasn't me."
And that's the way to go. But by that same vein, like the money that I make from doing my side hustle, which is DJing, like the more glamorous stuff, like you may not get paid that much, but it looks great. But I have made the most money DJing weddings,
Yeah.
where you have to get on the mic and say, Aunt Joan wants to hear Sly and the Family Stone or something like that.
Cupid Shuffle, Cha-Cha Slide.
Right, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I drew a line in the sand a long time ago. I separated my sort of top 40 brand with my underground brand and my label. Deep Tech Recordings, by the way, got to plug that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know.
And I'm sure we'll get to that. Oh,
no, yeah, we can talk about that now, actually.
Okay, yeah, I think, are we running out of time? I think we are.
Yeah, I know. Time flies.
I talk a lot.
No, yeah,
It's like a vortex in here,
yeah,
man. It's not just you.
I think we're having a great conversation, and like I appreciate all your points of view.
It's my fault.
I think it's important for me, like for this show, to have minorities. I think because we all share commonalities and certain struggles and victories too, and especially now with everything that's been going on with the movement Black Lives Matter, and it's been shaking the world, and I'm happy with some of the changes that are going on. So did you actually go to any protests or anything?
I didn't go to any protests. I didn't. I've been paying close attention to what's going on. You know, it's been a crazy year. It's been a crazy year. But yeah, I didn't go to any protests, but I do want to give back to the Black community, and, you know, maybe give some of these skills and these things that I'm talking about that I've spent years developing back to the folks that I think could use it.
Yeah.
And stimulate creativity and
yeah, I
things
think
like
it's
that.
necessary for minority groups to have leaders and someone to look up to. I'm sure you're an inspiration for so many out there. So it's great to have you. Yeah.
Try to be.
Leading by example. I'm sure you have people
that is
really
the best
appreciate
way.
you.
You got to lead by example. You can't tell people stuff. You got to live it yourself, I think.
Yeah, so tell me about all the plugs that you have.
The plugs, here we go.
Yeah.
Right, so this is Mr. Wright, obviously. I have a label called Deep Tech Recordings. You can find us on Beatport. We just had an EP, DTR 004 that just came out. 05 is coming out. We have a local San Diego artist that's going to be on the next one, 05.
Yeah, I like that you push the local talent.
Yeah, I mean,
it's important.
Where would I be without the local talent? Yeah. But also another big announcement is I know we're having this big pandemic, but we will be doing a boat party August 15th at Mission Bay. We're going to practice social distancing, face masks recommended. I mean, obviously it is at your own risk. It's some serious stuff. But we know the state has allowed, the boat cruises to go out. And
oh, really? Nice.
Yeah.
By August.
They're
okay.
out. They're out now. I know California's going up, but we plan on having it. And what was I going to say? Yeah. So we have 50 general admission tickets left, and that's going to be enough to allow people to practice social distancing and stay in your lane, as it would, and not be giving out diseases. And the lineup is myself, Oscar P, and Rizzo.
That's exciting. I kind of want to go. Oh my God, I haven't been to a boat party in a while. That's the time to let loose. All right.
Yeah, but that's all I got. I think.
You think?
I think.
Yeah,
okay. That's everything.
So it's time for the Scarlett Letter. You're gonna pick an envelope and you're gonna open it, answer the question inside.
Oh, I have to answer a question. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go with the middle one. Is this real wax? This is cool.
Yeah, I did it.
Oh wow, it's an S. I don't even want to rip this. Do you have like a letter opener or something? No.
No. Yeah, you're gonna
so I
have
to rip through this.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
You can keep
awesome.
it. Yeah.
Okay, it's a very small letter here. Okay, here we go. All right. Do I read it? Or
yes.
You read it? Okay.
Yes.
So the question is, if your home was on fire and you had enough time to save 3 things, what would they be? Well, I just moved into a new townhouse with my roommate. So with that assumption, 3 things.
I know, that's tough.
I mean, I'm hoping my roommate's not in, so we'll assume he's not in because I would like
so
to preserve his life. But I would grab my XDJ RX2, which is my DJ thing, which I'm going to start DJing on here in a little bit. This is actually the RX1. I would grab my audio interface, and I would also grab my new microphone that was sent to me from my team back in DC for Deep Tech Recordings, because I'm going to start doing some like Green Velvet vocals now that I have a ribbon mic. So. Yeah, so that's what I would grab. All my equipment.
Awesome. Okay, before we go, I want to ask you one more question.
Yes.
What advice would you give people out there that are maybe struggling to stay creative during these times, or that are just like struggling in general with like this situation?
Yeah, I heard a lot of people are struggling like while they're in a quarantine, and I would say, read nowadays you don't have to read. If you have internet connectivity, get that that master class. I mean,
The master classes are great.
YouTube is great, but get a course. Like, do a course, make some music. Yeah, make stuff.
Make stuff.
Even if it's crappy stuff, just make it.
Just let that creativity out. Make something.
Because I had a song actually where, shout out to Stay Bad. Those
Yeah.
guys,
Oh, they're the homies.
right?
Yeah.
So
Stay Bad.
they
homies.
asked me at the start of this pandemic. They said, "Do you have any songs we want to give a free EP out?" And I had this throwaway track, and I was like, "Okay, I think I have something." And it became this song called "Blue Disco Humanity." I think I'll play it, and it's really kind of cool. And and that was a track I was going to throw away, and it became really awesome. I think it's
Yeah,
sort of a classic
you never
now.
know. You just
Maybe
gotta...
I'll start out with that song then.
Okay, then. I'm
see if
excited.
you hear.
Okay, so we're ready for some music, and
Okay.
thank you for this interview
Oh,
and for
thank
opening
you.
up your heart.
Thank you. Heart is open. Heart's out there.
All right, we'll see you in a bit, people. Can I come in?
What's the password?
F and J?
Let's go.
Yeah!
What's up?
Hey! All right. Whoa.
Welcome to the studio. This is a dark side pimpin'. Yeah,
Oh,
solid.
So here I am, Frosto, Jano. Tell me what's the story behind your names? How do you come up with your DJ names?
Rave.
Rave. Was that your rave name?
Yeah, that was my rave name.
So my rave name was Skitty, like the Pokemon.
I mean, mine was my last name is Frausto,
Yeah.
and my first name is Omar, so I kind of took out the A's.
And now I want to show you all how I've been keeping myself busy during quarantine. Let's go. Hey, you wish you had those socks, huh? Yola, 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 coo-coo. They love me. They're my friends now. Best neighbor ever. Oh my god, it's my girlfriend! Oh my god! Woo! Yeah. Thank you to all my fans. Love you guys. Hey, you're not supposed to see that. Go away. Hey, what's up? I'm right here with Rob Bloom from Connect San Diego. He has a really cool art installation here. Tell me more about it.
I put up lovely pedestals, some of my phones. We have our family canvas in the back. And in addition, our world famous phone booth. Very glad to be here.
Oh, you're shaking.
So I dyed my hair a couple different colors over the last couple of years. I was purple, then I went blue, and then I just decided to try green because I was like, why not? You know, I never done green. And as soon as I went green, I fell in love. I was like, wow, this is like a natural color. It was like brown or black to me, you know, like I should have always been this color. And
Wow.
yeah, so 2 years later, here we are, and still green. Greener than ever.
Greener than ever. Tell me about your character and your name, Tokwan Toka. What's the story behind that?
So Tokwan Toka, I honestly just randomly came up with just because I like to toke it up. And Tokwan Toka just kind of went nice. The backstory behind Toka comes from Tokohanis Sacagawea. You guys will.
The winter white party, as you can see, I'm wearing all white. I just want to show you guys a little bit of what my work is. You can come visit me sometime. Yeah, let me check it out. I got this at Burlington Clothes Factory, super random find. I made this bra for EDC a few years ago.
And I got this at my mom's house.
I've had this sweater for a few years now. I don't know how it's still working.
It's the future. D. you're all I need. 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 All I need. All I need. You're all I see when I close my eyes and dream. You're all I see. You're all I need, all I need, all I need. You're all I need. You're all I see when I close my eyes and dream. You're all I see. You're all I need, all I need, all I need. What you need to hear. Close, I need you, you're all I need. You're all I need. You're all I need. All I need. All I need. You're all I need. You're all I see when I close my eyes and dream. You're all I see. You're all I need. All I need. All I need. What you need to hear. Close, I need you near.
It's on your party, man. We got the margarita mix. The margarita. It's on your party, man. We got the margarita mix. The margarita. It's on your party, man. We got the margarita mix. The margarita. It's on your party, man. We got the margarita mix. It's on your party, man. We got the margarita mix. The margarita.
That can be a little rough.
Hello? Yeah. I'm like, it's, oh, there you go. I'm like, it's my own mixer. I'm like, what am I doing? I'm like, my head is somewhere else. Wow, thank you so much. That was a bomb. We were totally vibing. It was like those tropical like sounds. The margarita one was totally my favorite. Now I want to go to get a margarita. And those were all from Deep Tech Recordings.
Yes, those were all from my label, Deep Tech Recordings, I'm sorry.
Yeah, how can people find you online?
You can find our website at www.dtrecordings.com or Instagram, all the socials. Mr. Wright Official is my DJ Instagram, and DT Recordings is the Instagram.
Yes. Oh my God. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. That was amazing. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you all next week.